You asked me before how my anxiety's going. I saw you
Yes.
put up something the other day about yours.
Oh.
You're very open. You're very open about it.
Yeah,
And
I am now, I think. Yeah.
I think it's important that people in positions of reach speak about it openly.
Yes.
And you put up a story. You were very upset. Yeah. And I was just flicking through my Instagram and I watched it. I was like, oh.
Oh, shit.
You all right?
You're right, mate.
in the nicest way possible.
Pat on the back.
I mean
Don't pat me on the back.
I mean that in the nicest possible way. But what's going on? You suffer from anxiety.
Yeah.
Much like all the other fucked up people in this room.
Yeah. most creative people, I guess.
Yeah.
I suffer from anxiety and it can suck so much. Like panic attacks, not knowing where they come from, and I have this kind of thing. It's to do with like ADD, and also it's like a little bit of. Do you know what depersonalisation is?
Yes.
Oh man, it's to do with that. I don't really want to go into detail, but like it's the scariest freaking thing and the most unnecessary thing that ever happens to me. And I've had it since I was like 10 years old. Every time it happens, I just say like it's an episode. Like it's coming. Like I'm having it's kind of like a type of panic attack. I don't know if you could call it that because it's so different. But I've been getting that since I was 10, and that stuff like really messes with you. And,
it does.
Yeah.
It does. And I feel you with that.
Yeah.
I remember a message months and months ago about that sort of thing, and just like sort of just said like it's after something that happened at a was it a book signing?
Yeah, that was more just with my anxiety, it's very much in my head, and I'm an extrovert, so when I'm around people I actually become happier. It's when I'm alone for too long I start like literally losing my mind.
That's what I was saying about the whole having things to do.
Yes.
Having a schedule. Because when I first started YouTube, I was like just at home all day, losing my mind, like cabin fever, just like feeling stressed and anxious, couldn't sit down and watch TV. Just losing my absolute
shit. Even
shit.
the smallest thing could trigger you and just like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. Why am I freaking out? My brain feels like it's going to explode.
Sorry, go on about that.
Yeah, no, all good. It was, I just think honestly that could have happened to anyone. I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that I am an anxious person. I think if you were in that situation, if you were put in that situation and the pressure I had on myself, I think it could have happened to anyone, even you, anyone. It was just basically I was at a book signing and there was over 1,000 people in the shopping centre and all screaming and stuff, and it was really cool.
Oh, fuck that.
It was really cool, but there was only a few like barricades and stuff, and they were very closed in on me. And there wasn't like there was a line up, but I kept looking up to see like if the line had gotten any smaller. I was like, oh no, it just never felt like it got any smaller because they were out the door.
Yep.
And it was just a massive, massive amount of people. And I guess this was the last one I'd done. I had already done one in Newcastle, Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth. This was actually Perth. And each one had about 1,000 people. And I tried to manage them all. I tried to meet them all. I think I did meet them all in Newcastle. It was 1,000 people. I met about 800 in the other ones and stuff, which was like still like I was just exhausted after I lost my voice. I got sick after each one. I got tonsillitis. I got nits from each one.
You got nits?
Think about it. All the girls that hug me and their hair touching each other, each one got nits.
You got fucking nits?
Got friggin' nits. I'm 20 years old and I got nits after each book signing.
You got nits from meet and greet.
I did. After like, this has nothing to do with like...
That's so gross.
I haven't actually said anything to do with that, so this is a bit of I just exposed myself.
How I got nits. That should be this week's video.
I know, I'd have to like a treatment after each one. I'm like, shit, got nits again.
No.
And bad too. like
a whole infestation. Oh, gross.
I got tonsillitis. I got a stomach bug. I got like, think about like the germs I probably hadn't been exposed to, not because of the people, but just because like the amount of people and like
everyone's sick.
Everyone's probably
gross.
got everyone has germs on them, but like maybe there was something I hadn't been exposed to yet because...
That's hilarious. I never thought of that.
It's because I hug everyone and like
Oh, you hug everyone?
Yes.
Okay, well, there's the problem. I handshake.
Yeah.
I handshake and I hand sanitize afterwards.
Yeah.
In between every person. Oh, gross.
Ew. The great unwashed. Ew. No, I'm kidding.
When I meet you peasants.
Yeah. I'm kidding. No. But no, it's fine. Like, I didn't really mind. But I think the only thing that really freaked me out was I just started freaking out of the amount of people. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna let these people down, And I started feeling really nauseous, really sick. And I was like, no, ignore it, you're fine. Keep signing. And I looked at my publicist and I went, kind of did a bit of a gag, and she goes, get out, go. And I ran out the back. People are following me, ran out the back to the fire exit, just vomited into the toilet, and then I was like, we're good, I'll go back out. Had a bit of a cry, went back out again. I was like, right, we're good. Hi guys. Went back out, washed my hands, obviously, went back out, started signing. Happened again. I was like, no, I'm feeling really sick, and I had to go out and I had to put on my Instagram story, I'm so sorry, but I can't continue. I just feel so sick. I don't want to vomit on you guys. I don't want to spread my germs if I am sick. I don't know. I actually still to this day don't know what it was. I think it was just plain nerves, and it made me nauseous. But yeah, I just couldn't do it.
Well, it could be anything. You're travelling as well.
True.
So naturally your sort of immune system's low.
It was.
And all those type of things.
Yeah.
But to have 1,000 people there. The biggest I've done was signing, and it's 500 people.
Yeah.
And even that, when you look up at
So
the line,
many.
I love it.
Yeah.
As most people love it.
I loved it
but
too.
it is
It was
daunting.
awesome.
It's daunting. And you go, holy shit. And then there's every photo is a flash, and you're like,
And you can't see the next person's face. You're like, you're really pretty. I can't see you, but you look lovely.
And it is a scary thing.
Yeah.
But living with anxiety and things like that, like a lot of people do, but it doesn't make it any easier. You can hear about how many people deal with it, but it's important to remember that
You still feel alone.
you still feel alone,
Yeah.
you still feel shit, but you need to know that you are able to live a normal life. You are able to succeed in things. And I think that's an important thing for people in positions of, as I said, reach, to really push and put out there. Because I know when I first started having anxiety, finding out that other people who were successful in life and had done great things with their life, things that I wanted to do, were able to do it with this mental illness.
Yeah.
And that word, mental illness, is scary to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I assume having you on this podcast will mean that a lot of different people who probably haven't seen my videos and stuff before will watch it, and maybe they have a mental condition. Fuck it, we're all fucked. A mental illness, and they need to understand that just because you have that doesn't mean you have it forever, and it doesn't mean that you will always be fucked up.
No.
It just means for right now you're a bit fucked.
Yeah, and like I say to everyone, anxiety is temporary. It comes and goes, and it goes, and it comes and goes, and then it comes and goes. It's most of the time I'm fine, and then sometimes I'm not fine, and that's okay. It's okay to not be okay. And I will say I feel lucky. Every time I get it, I feel trapped, I feel terrible, I feel this is just the worst feeling I could possibly explain. And you can't really explain it because anxiety is so different and intricate for everyone that you can't really explain the feeling. And that's kind of the most suckish part. It's damn, I wish someone else could experience what I'm experiencing. But I think what I try to remind myself of is someone's always got it worse. Someone's there'd be someone out there that have full on out of body experiences, I don't know, personal, personality disorders and stuff, and things that would be so much worse to live with and hard to, handle. And it's well, I don't have that, so I'm fine, and even the people with it, I'm wow, you're amazing. I don't know how you're doing that, mate.
There's a lot of people a lot worse off, but also in your own life, this is what you're dealing with, and you've got to be able to deal with it. But it's interesting how many people are dealing with it. I'd said to people who said they had anxiety, you just need to calm down more, you just need to relax more, you need to try yoga, all that type of stuff.
And it's hard to calm down.
That stuff does work. But this is how I explained it to my dad, who told me that. When I started having problems with it, he said, you need to calm down. I said, mate, it's like you're sitting at home on the lounge, you're supposed to be relaxed.
I am calm,
There's a tiger next to you trying to eat you.
Yeah.
And that's how your body's reacting.
Yeah.
It's freaking out. I went for a year and a half of having 3 or 4 panic attacks through the day.
Would you
constantly
sweat
being
and
anxious.
shake and stuff?
Shake, the whole depersonalisation sort of thing, just feeling like you just having weird
everything
thoughts.
doesn't feel familiar.
Bad.
Everything,
I remember walking through Charlestown Square, which is a local shop here in Newcastle, and it was like my legs were going to stop working.
Yeah.
They were like jelly. I was like, oh
Do you
my
ever
God.
look at your hands and they feel like they're heaps far away or something?
Yeah. I do it with that. If I look at my phone at night time and I'm a bit anxious, it feels like my phone's like traveling away from me. It's ridiculous.
And it can be like so different for each person, and like it can be like it's crazy the different types of anxieties, the different types of panic attacks, the different types of like disorders or like things or what's the word symptoms that people can get from it.
Even tension headaches. That's a type of anxiety.
Oh man, above the eyebrows or on the back of the head, like
Like you're worrying. Worrying is anxiety.
Yeah.
So
kills brain cells, man.
Does it? Well, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Oh God, no,
it does.
It's
I think it's important that you talk about it. And I think, particularly to your audience, which is younger than mine, bravo to you for putting yourself out there, because that's a scary thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, and you didn't do it in this YouTuber like woe is me way. You were legitimately like just like,
look, guys, having a shit day.
This is me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that real sort of attitude is important. I think anyway. Yeah. I don't know.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
I mean, I did try to make it as short as possible, because I know some people, like, you know, you get the idea after maybe 5 minutes or something, or like I have sat there and watched like a 20-minute video of someone explaining their anxiety, and honestly it's like helped me be like, oh, I'm not alone. It's all right. Like, yeah, it's different for them, but it's quite similar. We're all under the same umbrella in the way.